My name is Paul Winter. I've been working at NBC since 1972. I retired in 2010. And after retiring, they called me back for consulting on fiber optic systems. I started in the maintenance division, moved to construction of studios, rewiring of studios. Ben would come around and show his new line of cables, audio, video, coax, everything in between, and specialty cables that he could make up. As time went on, there were issues with availability from the contractors, our major contractors. I would call Ben up and I'd say, do you have a cable of such and such? Oh, we have a cable that's better than that. He was able to manufacture cable from scratch, and he was able to make custom cable quickly and add assemblies to them at whatever length we needed, and he would get them to us within a week, which was fantastic. We were bound by contract to buy from certain manufacturers until those manufacturers could not fulfill either the order in a specific length of time or quantity needed over a specific length of time, and that time was usually very short. Ben has manufactured SMPTE cable from scratch. It passed all the SMPTE tests. So we would get a few samples in and try it in a couple of studios where we had some SD systems going, and they all worked. The projects we started had very short timeline. The manufacturers we dealt with could not provide the lengths necessary in the time slot required, and the time slots were very, very tight. And another monkey wrench was thrown in. The cable pulls between our studios and various remote entities, such as Prometheus, the Gardens, where in Rockefeller Plaza, where we needed cables, they had to be pulled without one end terminated. None of the other manufacturers could we get someone to come out and terminate these cables for us, because it's a very delicate, a very labor-consuming process. Ben said, oh, we have no problem with that. We can get our men down here and we can terminate those cables on the spot. No matter where it is, we will do the job. I said, and not jokingly, we need them to work right out of the bat. If we had a problem with a cable, Ben was able to fix it on site. Ben and his team was able to fix it on site. The big crunch time came when we rebuilt Studio 8H in a full HD configuration. Again, we have cables that we have to pull with non-terminated heads. Everything was arranged, set up through Ben. Ben dropped off equipment. The team came in. The cables were pulled and terminated properly on time and worked the first time around. And this continued on and on through the builds of all our studios in Rockefeller Plaza. One of the next builds was the Today Show. Again, a long run over close to 2,000 feet. Only one end could be terminated, and we had multiple stops. We used a patch system between the third floor and 1A studio, which is across the street of 30 Rockefeller Plaza. So we have a patch system. Ben said, if you need the 1,230 feet, then you'll get 1,230 feet. If that's what you want, that's what you get. And if it's too long, we'll trim it on site and then terminate it. So Ben Nemser and Nemal fill a void that the big manufacturers, like you said, may not be interested at that time to do. Management would give us a window. You need the project done from X to Z, Y to Z, A to Z, and that's it. You get the money here. They can't spend it yet because purchasing isn't set up or whatever the issue is. So the timeline slips. The end date never slips. The beginning does, but the end, now you're asking manufacturers to deliver these thousands of feet of cable within a month, a couple of weeks, a week. They're not going to do it. Nemal, led by Ben Nemzer, can custom build just about any cable to any spec, just about any spec you require. He will meet or beat the specs of most standardized cables. He has the ability to do that. He also has this flexibility of a, shall we say, a smaller company to provide cables, equipment, and termination at speeds that the larger companies either don't want to be involved with because they're more interested in just selling cable and delivering it as with no ends on it. But Nemal can deliver the entire package in the time frame you usually ask for.